Okay then, well, this morning is going to be just a fairly light work session with this Plymouth. I got most everything done yesterday that I needed to do mechanically, but I've got left a few things. I'll do those today. I've got my tools in to work on the Volvo again, so I'm going to start back in on that after I do this. But one thing I'm going to do is going to connect the transmission cooler lines up, and I've got to do the speedometer cable, and I've got to do the drive shaft. So I'm going to do all those today, get those done. But I got all the rest of that I was showing you yesterday in, got the starter in. You know, I'm confident that if a person was not inquisitive enough to look at the fender tag over here, that they'd never know that this was not an automatic after I get done with it. This is going to be a seamless installation. It looks all factory. Looks exactly like it would have came from the factory. So I like that. That's what I wanted. I don't want anything calling out attention to the fact that it's not original. So, okay, well, I'll show you any pertinent details of that, what I do here. So I was working that yard over there today. But anyway, we'll do that. See you then. Okay, transmission lines are in and are fixed for the most part. I got a little interference issue back here at the back where that bracket is. The lines didn't exactly want to go back in there the way they were, because you have to kind of bend them around a little bit to snake them in here. When the factory builds these cars, they put those on before they put everything else on, I'm sure, so they didn't exactly intend you to put them on like that, but that's what I had to do. But they're connected. Not up here yet. I still have to get my fittings, but anyway, they're connected at the transmission, and the speedometer cable's connected. So now I'm getting ready to put the drive shaft in. And a couple notes on the drive shaft. Be sure you have the transmission in neutral so that the output shaft can rotate, because on this car I made a mark on, since I took the drive shaft out of this car, I made a paint mark on the drive shaft and the rear end flange to make sure I put it in the right position. I wanted to keep it in balance as much as possible. So to facilitate that, you'll need to be able to rotate the drive shaft once it's in the transmission. And let me show you what else here real quick. Going here to my overstuffed garage, and I had the drive shaft in here out of the weather. Here it is. And I made sure to take some transmission fluid and lube the shaft before putting it in. Ha ha, her, ha ha, yeah, everybody laugh. And look here on the end of this, I hope you can see. You see right there, there's a large slot among all the others. Spline is what that is. Well, that's kind of a locator thing, I guess, and so I'm not sure if that means this will only fit in the transmission one way or not. I'm going to take a look out there, but main thing is, be sure you put some stuff on here, some transmission fluid, so this is not a dry run here before it gets some lubrication to it. So, and that's really all you need to know about the transmission installation. So let me do that now. Those bolts that hold it on at the rear are 7/16 bolts. There's 4 of them. So have fun. Alright, well, the drive shaft is in, so we're on to something else now. I want to show you this. This is the neutral safety switch harness. Well, one of them is. The old one that came off the car is this one. This is the transmission end of it. It's got 2 connectors. And it comes up and it leads across the firewall, and it plugs in right over here by the bulkhead connector, right here. Now, like I said, on the original, the plug only used 2 spots in there because it's just a manual transmission, and you only have the reverse light circuit for that one. And on the later ones, like an automatic, you have to have a 3rd wire for the neutral safety switch. And see, this is the connector on the new harness that has to go in here. So it's got 3 spots, and it corresponds to the switch down there. So I was kind of concerned about that. I didn't know if it would plug into this car, but I think it's going to work because this is a newer harness, but still. you can see that the only difference, the spots are in the right place, I hope, and the only real difference is that the plug on the left, the newer one's a little bit larger physically, but it does plug in. So I'm going to go ahead and run this, and then I'm going to just make sure that this is going to do the right thing. I may have to swap some pins around in here, but I'm thinking that I will not. I hope that this wire, this third one, is where it's supposed to be, which it should be for the neutral safety switch. So I'm hoping against hope there. Let's hope that works out. But I'm going to go ahead and route it and run it down to where it's supposed to be and plug it into the transmission, and then I'll come back and research that a little bit and make sure that it's going to do what it needs to do. So we'll do that. And I've pre-soaked my bolts there for the steering column. It's not a real big deal to take the steering column out of one of these. You just have to take the bolts out inside, and then at some point along the way you got a roll pin down there you got to drive out, and then the whole thing just kind of comes out. But we'll do a detailed video on that when we get to it. So anyway, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to cut off on this for today because I've got everything done as far as I can go. I may come back this evening and pull out that column if I feel like it, but for now I'm going to clean up a little bit and go get a little lunch, and then I'm going to start doing the rest of the timing belt job on the Volvo. So see you over there. Thanks for watching, guys.